Hello, and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I am Teacher Oakley, and in today's class, we are going to continue our series looking at business English. In this class, we will do quite a bit of discussion to practice speaking about business topics. Pardon me. As well, we may look at some vocabulary and occasionally just a little bit of grammar thrown in. Each of these business English classes is focused on one particular topic. Today's topic will be business proposals. That is to say, proposing to make a change in the company or to start a business. There are different types of proposals. Basically, the most common type of proposal would be a formal written proposal, in which case, of course, as regards English, you would be using very formal language, obviously, a very well organized and structured written paper. And this is the normal way to go about doing a proposal. Of course, it's possible to make informal proposals to your boss at the barbecue at his house on the weekend. You know, okay, how about another cheeseburger? How about we start a new product line? Oh, okay, but of course, inevitably, such a vocal or verbal proposal would require the person to actually sit down and probably make a written proposal. So part of today's class, we're going to look at a proposal and then talk about it. All right, so let me welcome a couple of students to the class. Hello, Sasha.
Hi.
Welcome back. Hi again. And David has joined us again. Hi, David.
Hello.
Hey, nice to have you back. Okay, our topic today is business proposals. So why might somebody write a business proposal? For what reason might someone actually do this? Sasha, do you have any idea?
Maybe to make a deal with the other company.
Okay, they may propose a deal, and any kind of deal, a deal for guarantee of supplies, a deal for a merger, yeah, a deal to cooperate on a marketing campaign. Sure.
Or price fixing, for instance.
Oh, naughty, naughty. We'll have none of that. That's true, but yeah. Price fixing. Oh, you're devious, Sasha. You're devious. Okay, that's you're right though. But anyway, let me quickly welcome Hogan to the class.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome back again. And Wasu. Hello, Wasu.
Hi.
Hi. You guys, you four are regulars. Okay, that's cool. All right. Glad you're all here again with me. Okay, David, can you think of any other reason someone would write a formal business proposal? Maybe to another company, as Sasha said, to make a deal. What else, possibly?
When you are planning to hire services from another company to do something in yours, and I think this would be the main reason to sign a proposal, or when you are offering something to another company, the other company usually asks you to send a proposal, to study the proposal to see if they like it, and and then after that you can sign a contract.
Yeah, you'll probably have some meetings first before you get right to the contract. Might be some negotiation in between there.
Yes.
But fundamentally, yes. Yeah, we didn't mention that. Okay, we did say making deals with another company. One main type of deal that companies make is outsourcing. So that's a good example. Very good. Hogan, can you think of any other reasons someone might write a business proposal? I can think of at least two more.
Okay. If my company participates in some competition to sell our product, then there are more than one competitors, and the buyer should choose based on the proposal, how much it would cost, and what the quality will be. So
Okay.
to sell the product, you can write some proposal.
Okay. Basically, you're very close to what we were talking about yesterday. Well, because what we were talking about yesterday, or at least the last half of yesterday's class, is a type of proposal. When a company makes a formal bid or tenders a bid, that is a proposal. A tender is a business proposal. Yes, exactly. Well, that's true. But still, I can think of a couple more ways that we make proposal. That's a good one, and you're absolutely right. And, although I never mentioned it yesterday, yes, a tender, itemized, and talking about exactly the specs or specifications, how you're going to do it, is all part of a proposal. So yeah, yesterday we also talked about a specific type of proposal. Wasu, can you think of any other reasons to create a business proposal? Everybody's talking about, can you think of any? If not, I'll give you a big clue.
The proposal.
Sorry? Proposal, yes.
Yeah, maybe I talk about in the university. Yeah, we have to write the proposal when we want money for land activity in my faculty. Yeah.
Okay. You want money for what? Yes, you got the idea. For what?
To create activities.
Okay. Okay. So you want money. That's a reason to write a proposal. Yes, it is. Both, as you're explaining, if you want sourcing, you want capital. We're talking business. Money is always capital. You need capital to start a new product line, or to develop a new service for your company. You would write a proposal. Exactly. Very good. And okay, those are all ways that reasons that you would write a proposal if you have a business. Hi, Ken. Welcome.
Yes, hello.
Hello. We're talking about business proposals today, and everybody's given me excellent examples of reasons to write a proposal, to make various types of deals, or to requisition capital, to ask for money, to start something within your company. So that's an internal proposal. You can propose something to your boss, or even your boss's boss. Wasu just mentioned that one. Very good. In fact, that is a type of proposal we're going to be looking at examining today in just a minute.
Okay.
There's one more, Ken. One more. Everyone's talking about if you have a business, you may make a business proposal. What if you don't have a business yet? Capital Y, capital E, capital T.
Don't. For example, showing the a business proposal or business plan or something like that?
Okay, what I'm getting at is if you haven't even started your company, you're going to need what?
Capital.
What?
Capital.
Capital, money. Yes, capital. Exactly. You're correct. Absolutely. In order to get capital, you're going to have to write a business proposal. Whether you're asking for that money from a bank will demand a business proposal before they lend you money. Just like the European Union is demanding that Greece create a proposal,
Yeah.
for example. Right? We can see that happening right now. Or whether you're asking a private financier, somebody who finances entrepreneurs, or a group.
Yeah. Or sometimes nowadays crowdfunding is.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we just looked at this word in an earlier class a couple hours ago. Yes, this is a relatively new method of getting capital. Crowdfunding, often done online, where you literally do a proposal and put your proposal online for the public, you, me, and everybody. But that's what it is. If you go to a crowdfunding site, you're going to see a business proposal. This is what we plan to do. This is how much we need, how much we're going to spend, how we're going to use the money, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. Okay. So to start a company, you're most certainly almost, unless you're really rich personally, you're going to need to write a proposal. Okay. Thanks, Ken. Very good. Nice. Rounded off the beginning of the discussion very well. Okay, budget. A couple people asking about budget. A budget refers to something very specific. A budget is a plan. It's not money, per se. It's not capital. A budget is a plan. So we need another $17 million in the budget. I'm just saying we need another $17 million so we can do the plan. Your budget is your plan. So from an enormous multinational company, they have a plan for what they're doing with their money. So do you, I hope. I hope you personally. It's really not a good idea to go through life without knowing where your money's coming or how much you're getting or where your money's going. You should always have some kind of a budget, a plan, what you're doing with my money, what you're doing with my money. Oops, slip of the tongue there. Oopsie. What you're doing with your money. Okay, how much money are you going to use? What money do you need for bills? How much are you going to save? Are you going to invest any of that money? What percentage? Are you going to have some fun money? How much money you're going to use for your own personal entertainment? If you don't have a budget and then suddenly 90% of your money is spent on fun, you're going to have problems. Okay, anyway. So a budget really, the word budget refers to the plan. When governments talk about their budget and meeting the budget, they're talking about meeting the plan, the amount of money that they have planned that they need. Okay, hope that explains it. Okay, we're going to jump right into this thing today without a whole lot more discussion. Okay, I'm just going to screen share this with you. We're going to look at an example of a proposal. Somebody, I don't even remember who, somebody already mentioned this. Wasu mentioned this. Proposal for adding something to the company. Okay, in this case, we will be looking at a proposal for adding to the product range. Okay, so we'll keep in mind as we look at this, we're going to be doing this as a kind of a vocabulary exercise. Have you take turns reading, see if you can figure out a word that might fit in the blanks to help us learn a little vocabulary along the way. If you can't think of anything, that's no problem. I have some possible answers right here. I'll just scroll down and we can take a look. Okay, but And then we will discuss the actual proposal. So try to make sure that you're getting an understanding of what's going on here. All right. Starting off with purpose. Notice the use of, before we even start, notice the use of clear headings. And notice the organization, what comes first, then next, then next. This is worth noting. Okay, starting off with the, what is the purpose? What is the point of this proposal? Sasha, could you read the first paragraph, please? If you can you see it okay?
Yes, yeah, okay.
All right.
The aim of this proposal is to suggest new products we could add to our existing product range and to blank ways in which the products could be developed.
Okay. What do you think? We obviously, to something, we obviously need what form of a word here? Verb, noun, adjective?
A verb.
Definitely a verb. Yep.
Because to.
Yep. Exactly.
To. It's, I guess it's maybe a phrasal verb because in something in ways.
No, okay, I understand why you would say that. But not necessarily, because in goes with which. Sometimes this is quite formal. All right, well, here, something we can begin to notice, this is quite formal. In which, yeah, we are used to, it's really used in only formal writing. We just add the in which instead of just which. Ways in which kind of goes together. Okay, any idea? They're going to add to the product range and something. Ways in which the products could be developed. Any idea?
No.
None at all? Anybody else in the class? Think of a verb that might fit here.
Find.
Find. Yeah, that's the easy. I think the informal, normal verb act. Yeah, you find ways to do things. It's a very common collocation. So, yeah, okay. Let's see here. Okay. Of course, a business proposal is going to be a little bit more formal. So rather than use normal, if you can, it's not always possible, but if you can, in formal business writing, if you can choose other words instead of, you know, do, keep, take, make, the verb to be, if you can figure out more formal words, well, general rule, then use them. In this case, all right, find, okay, same meaning here, identify, okay, problem. No problem. Okay. Sure. Whoops. Here it is. And to identify ways in which the products could be developed. Okay. Terrific. All right. I think we can go a paragraph at a time here. David, can you talk about our current product range?
Okay. Our current product range. At the moment, our company produces accounting software for small retail outlets, the purpose of which is to take managers of small businesses and the process of producing legally acceptable accounts step by step, while at the same time reducing VAT returns and, where necessary, the payroll.
Okay. Yeah, it's not wrong to say VAT. It's perfectly normal. But this is one of those acronyms, capital letters that each letter represents a word. In this case, well, do you know, David? What is acronym?
No.
Represent?
No.
Value added tax. Okay.
Okay.
What an enormous oxymoron. Do you know what an oxymoron is, David?
And what?
An oxymoron.
No.
Okay. Two words that go together that don't, if you really think about it, don't really go together. For example, if you go into an American restaurant, you can order a jumbo shrimp. Jumbo means huge. Shrimp means tiny. Doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Okay. Here's another one. Military intelligence. Okay. Really? Okay. All right. That's just my opinion, but all right. You laugh, so I know you get the idea. Value-added tax, as if adding a tax actually adds value to the product. Ridiculous, right? That's crazy. One of the craziest names I ever. All right. Anyway, okay. Enough of that. Let's go back to our blank. This is quite formal. All right. Pretty high-level English here. Let's take a look at it again.
The purpose of it is to take managers of small businesses.
Huh.
I don't know.
Take them. Let's make it simple. Okay, let me show you a little strategy. This is a very complicated sentence and a very long sentence.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of which is, okay, the purpose is get rid of things that are just confusing you. Which, frankly, the purpose is, you don't really need of which, it's just more formal. The purpose is to take them,
To
take them blank the process.
take them to the process of producing.
Well, maybe not to, maybe through. I could be wrong. Producing legally acceptable accounts step by step. All right, you take someone through a process. Let's take a look. Okay, hey, I'm a genius. I'm an English teacher. There it is. Okay, common co-location. If you help someone to get through a process, well, that's just it. You get through a process. You go through a process. Many co-locations, but through a process is a very common co-location.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that's it. So we're going to take them through the process of producing accounts, at the same time producing VAT returns and payroll. All right. So it may help. A strategy for particularly difficult to understand formal English, be it academic or business or, heaven forbid, legal English. Believe me, even native speakers don't understand legal English. But I have discovered that teaching my students that this actually works for me. If I'm trying to understand a legal document, I do the same thing. I cut out all the prepositional phrases, relative clauses, the adjectives. I don't need them. Okay? It helps me to understand what the crazy lawyer is talking about. It is useful as a technique. All right. Let's continue with Hogan. Hogan. All right. The need for new products.
The need for new products. While we know from the feedback that we are achieving high level of customer blank with our existing products, we have to recognize that we operate in the dynamic and swiftly changing market. Continue?
No, okay, you can stop there because you got
Okay.
one
Yeah, I
blank.
think the three might be customer satisfaction.
Yeah, I don't know how it could be anything else. That's a super strong co-location.
High level of customer satisfaction.
I don't know how it could possibly be anything else. Yeah. All right. Very good.
I don't know.
I also just noticing his heading, the need for new products. I also just want to quickly mention all of those reasons that we gave. We all gave great reasons. We really covered it well for giving a proposal. What is a proposal essentially doing, Hogan?
Oh, that's for the future, not existing.
Yeah, but what are you trying to do when you're writing a proposal? Really, fundamentally.
Money.
Yeah, yeah, fundamentally money. Fundamentally, that's right. Fundamentally, you're trying to sell an idea one
Yeah.
way or the other. Yeah, for money. So yeah, you're just looking at the other side of the equation. But yeah, make a sale equals money. So yes, we're saying the same thing. You're making a sale. One of the essential things you need to do when you make a sale, you have to create a need. You can't sell anything if somebody doesn't feel like they need it. And it doesn't matter how stupid your product is, if the person feels like they need it to be popular or because their friend has it and they need it so they don't have to be jealous. It doesn't matter what the need is, but there has to be a need. So this is an important element of a proposal. Make sure you're discussing what the need is.
Okay.
Why somewhere in different proposals, the idea of a need will be different, but you're selling something, nobody's buying unless they need to. Okay, very good. Let's move on. Okay, Wasu from Furthermore.
Okay. Furthermore, more extensive market research among our clients has uncovered a blank for compatible software to perform stock control and ordering functions.
That's a good idea. Okay. Anyway, Wasu. Yeah. All right. Has uncovered a. Okay. Okay. Let's reduce it down. Research has uncovered. See what I'm doing here when I'm reducing this? Subject noun, research, verb. Has uncovered. Okay, a something. I know it's got to be what kind of a word, Wasu? It has a in front of it.
Or maybe it's a noun.
Not even maybe. It can't be anything else, unless of course it's a blank and then a noun. But we don't. We have blank and then a preposition. So if it was a blank noun, then it would have to be an adjective. But no, we start a new phrase with a preposition. So okay, it's got to be a noun. All right. So again, research has uncovered a blank for whatever. What do you think?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, I might suggest you take a look back at the heading.
Need for.
There you go. Probably. I could be wrong here. A need for, or how about out of this list? A word meaning need.
Okay. Demand.
Very good. Especially in business, supply and demand, of course, those big bad words in business. It's all about supply and demand. If people don't demand it, if they don't feel they need it, so same thing. All right. Right. A demand or a need for. Wasu, is it windy today?
Oh, okay.
It's all right. It's all right. No worries. No worries. No worries. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing the weather. Okay. Let's continue. Ken, can you take over from the heading resources?
A programming department blank employs 6 systems engineering and produce regular updates for existing projects, while blank then to suit individual clients.
Okay. All right, let's one by one. Let's look at number 5. Our department. Again, I'm simplifying. When I'm thinking about it, I just sort of eliminate adjectives I don't need if I need to not only doing an English exercise, but I mean, if you run across a vocabulary word you're not familiar with, this is a technique. Okay, our department, blank employees. Okay. What kind of word? Ah, very good. What kind of word goes directly in front of a verb?
Adverb.
Of course. Currently? Yeah. All right. I don't know how it could be anything else. Yeah. All right. I'm not even going to look. Okay. The next one's a little harder, Ken. All right. Wow.
Matching them.
Matching them to suit individual clients. Matching what? What is them?
Maybe 6 systems. Engineering.
No, these are not engineering. It's engineers. You misread that when you read it the first time. Yeah, not engineering. Engineers. Okay, we have 6 employees. And that's what they do. And they produce updates for existing products while blank them to suit individual clients.
Not matching.
Matching. Okay, could be matching. All right. It seems like that's what they would be doing. Matching. Okay, there it is. Matching. Could be matching.
Tailor.
How about tailoring?
Yeah, tailor is a custom made. Sounds like.
That's right. Customizing.
Yes.
Ooh, wow, actually, customizing actually fits as well. Actually, tailoring fits better. Matching, because they're doing regular updates, that means they're constantly changing things.
I see.
So it makes a little bit more sense to say that they're, rather than just matching a new update to a client, that they are actually tailoring, making them fit exactly each individual. And there's another clue, the adjective individual. You buy a tailored suit, it's tailored to fit you specifically, right? So yeah, that makes more sense. It's better. Matching more or less fits and grammatically is correct, but tailoring is better. That's all. Okay. Moving on. Back to you, Sasha.
Although 2 engineers could be assigned to the development of the new programs, it would probably be necessary to recruit 2 further engineers for the new project team. This in turn would give rise to higher overheads and other costs, particularly for salaries and equipment. I envisage that the planned project will take 18 months, but
okay. Yeah, no, go ahead. It's a comma.
But at the end of the period, will generate profits, which will justify the
blank. Okay. All right. Obviously, okay, the first part, we need to hire 2 engineers. Okay, that's it. This, in turn, okay, after that, we got this very formal phrasing here, would give rise to, all right, higher overheads. What are higher overheads? What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's more money.
Level text.
More money to spend. Your overhead is how much money it costs you to stay in business. Your overhead includes if you pay, if you lease the space where you have your business, the lights, the electricity, the garbage disposal, the wages of your employees, everything, just money you pay out. is your overhead. Okay. And other costs, okay, unforeseen costs maybe, especially for salaries and equipment, all right? Envisage. This is a weird word. This is a weird word that, and frankly, in English, nobody ever speaks. But frequently people write in formal writing, business or academic. When we speak, we normally say, I envision, meaning I can see in the future, or I imagine I can see in the future. It might be closer. Okay, but anyway, there it is. Sasha, I envision that the blank project. Ooh. The.
Might be current project.
Okay.
Will take
Current
8 months.
adjective. Clearly it has to be an adjective here because we have the blank noun. I said this earlier with someone else. You have an article. Okay, blank and a noun. Yeah. Okay, so current. But this is not really current. This is a proposed project. Well, there you go.
Proposing project.
Proposed. ED.
Proposed.
Yeah, I just said it without even meaning to say it. But okay. I don't know if that's right. I can't remember. Let's take a look. Oh, wait a minute. First project, initial project, entry project, introductory project. Ooh. Ah, so this, okay, very cleverly, okay, there's no way that we could get this right, because the person writing this proposal is right now telling us for the first time that this, that this project is going to come in stages. We didn't know that before right now. Okay,
So,
proposed project would work, but okay. So which one do you think works better?
First.
Yeah, maybe first, but of course, always initial means the same thing.
More formal.
It's more formal.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Always lean toward the more formal if you know the meaning and you understand it fits. All right. Okay, and the next one, end of the period, the project will generate profits which will justify the...
There is a phrase justifying the means, but it's not here.
It's pretty much the same idea, though. Yeah, well, what are the means? What is the how?
No, don't know.
Okay, well, he's talking about here spending a lot of money, overhead. Okay, salaries, equipment, overheads. So he's saying that the profit will justify the, what's the way to say, spend money?
Hmm.
Well, let's take a look.
Will
justify the...
Oh, no.
Which one of these means spend money?
Input.
No. Input would mean things going in. That would be... Doesn't have anything to do with money, actually. Input has to do with ideas going in. Thanks for your input. Means thanks for your ideas. Thanks for your suggestion. No, money, remember, this is money going away from the company or out.
So, output or outlay?
It's got to be.
What is outlay?
Outlay is money that you spend at first. Well, there you go.
Outlay.
Okay. The outlay, sometimes called redundantly enough, as English often does. Sometimes we use a redundant adjective with a noun that means the same thing. We often say the initial outlay. Well, the outlay is the money you spend before. So initial, first, whatever. Okay. It's a little bit redundant, but it's a common collocation. Justify the outlay. Yeah.
How about expenses? No?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's the word that was on the tip of my tongue. Exactly. And I think it would be very suitable here. It would be fine. Okay. But actually, this particular writer of this proposal is a little bit clever. He doesn't really divulge the idea that this is a staged project until now. So hopefully if people already like the idea, they're already sold on the idea, this won't bother them. He's pretty clever. And he's also clever because instead of using the word expense, which we immediately associate with money, gone, he uses a fancy word, outlay. Outlay sounds better. Expense is bad. If we're at home and we think, oh God, another expense, I have to pay for something else, it's not a very happy word. But outlay sounds more like an investment. In fact, you could say justify the initial investment, to make it sound good. So another thing you can do when you make a proposal, make sure you don't choose negative words like cost, penalties. Oh my goodness! Don't use words like that. Don't use the word problem in a proposal. Just don't. It's very basic human psychology. You want to, when you're making a sale, it's all positive, positive, positive. Happy, happy, happy. Realistic? No, but who cares? We're not trying to be realistic. We're trying to sell an idea here. So happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. David, let's talk about other costs. See, I wouldn't even put costs here if I was him. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Other costs. Apart from the recruitment requirements mentioned above, the only extra cost I have identified in connection with this project is a requirement for extra office blank to accommodate the project team. Since the new products are being developed in response to demand for our existing clients, I do not foresee extra marketing costs at this stage. I think a requirement for extra office facilities, for example.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. I was thinking of the more basic word, office space, but facilities is more formal. Okay, they have space here. I like facilities. All right, it's a jump in formalness, formality. It's good. That's great. All right, works for me. You're thinking in the right way. Hogan, can you conclude us here with a recommendation?
Recommendation. I therefore recommend that we blank with this project as soon as is convenient. I think that it would be proceed.
Proceed. Okay. Very good. Of course, you could say start. Of course, there's lots of slang and informal ways to say start or begin. Proceed is a little bit more formal. Commence. Yeah, we got proceed. Very good. Excellent. Good job. Nailed it. Okay. All right. Again, taking a look here at the. Well, hang on. Let me. I'm going to make it smaller just so we can look at the headings. Making a proposal, good idea to make the proposal, make the headings, and it kind of also mirrors business writing in general. I'm making a generality here, but before we talk about this proposal a little bit, I just want to point out the organization using headings. First, why? You write a business letter, the first paragraph, why are you writing the letter? That's it. It's the same thing, basically, in all kind of business writing. The first thing to do, so you're not wasting anyone's time, is say why you're writing this. It's always the same, really. All right, he gives background. Great. This is very common. He discusses now what is he discussing? Why. Okay, then the actual details. Resources, these are the details, the specific details. And okay, little add-on details. And finally, most importantly, is the beginning and the end. Why, what is the purpose, and at the end, what is the recommendation? Okay, that's basically the important parts. Let's talk about this proposal here a little bit. Okay, well, I just answered my own first question I was going to ask you. Oops, I forgot. Okay, I just talked about the layout. And I just talked about the fact that it has a very clear introduction and conclusion. Darn, I forgot my lesson plan. Okay, all right. Well, these are all obvious questions, so you know what? Never mind. Let's just talk about the proposal. I already talked about it as we went along. Okay, Wasu.
Yeah.
Was the proposal clear, what he wants to do?
Again, please.
Do you think his proposal is clear, what he's trying to do, or what he would like to do? Is it clear for you?
You mean I can understand the proposal? Is this enough?
Yeah. Is it clear to you what he wants to do? First of all, number one, is it clear to you why he's doing this? That would be, yeah.
Yes, for me it's clear, but in my mind, I think sometimes I see or I read the proposal in English or my own language. Is used like a formal language. So sometimes it's hard to understand.
Yeah. That's a very good point. And for those, you and anybody else who has problems with business English, good news and bad news. It's a little different than ordinary conversational English. That's the bad news. So you have to learn it and get used to some of these collocated phrases, because business English is full, really full, of collocated phrases. But the good news, Wasu, is that business English uses the same damn phrases over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. There are no, unlike ordinary conversational English that has thousands of pure permutations and variations, business English doesn't dare. It's very formal. It sticks to the exact same phrases and collocations. So there's, in other words, there's just plain not that much to learn. Not nearly as much in comparison to, you know, English in general. It's a pain in the neck, but there's, just to try to encourage you, the good thing is, once you learn a phrase, you can use that phrase over and over again exactly as you learn it, as long as you understand how it's used. I write a business letter, and if I write 10 sentences, 8 of those sentences are exactly the same sentence that I wrote before at some point. Really repeated. Ken, good question. Thank you. Did you notice any? Well, Ken, why don't you answer your own question? Did you notice any phrasal verbs in this whole
Yeah.
mess?
I was searching for that map, but not now. Like maybe similar to academic writing, phrasal verb is not suitable.
That's it.
Okay.
Again, we're opting for formality here. So, yeah, good question. I don't think I saw a single phrasal verb in this whole thing. I might have missed it, but if there is any, if there are any, rather, I'm sorry, it can only be one or two because I didn't even see them. Right. So, now, does that mean you should never use phrasal verbs in business? I wouldn't say that.
Maybe sometimes, but usually other words is used in business writing.
In business, yes, more formal one-word verbs tend to be the norm. That is correct. Where would you use phrasal verbs in the business world? It's a very good and related question.
Where?
Yeah,
I don't
where?
know the American or English British customs, so but maybe native speaker knows that properly. That's thinking.
Okay, let me open that. That's a very good question and very interesting. Can anybody think of where phrasal verbs would be appropriate in the business world? Anybody? I can think of a couple.
Maybe turn something into profit.
Well, no, I'm not thinking of individual actual phrases. I'm not thinking of specific words or anything. I'm thinking of situations where phrasal verbs would be used. Okay, for example, one is in advertising. Okay, when you give instructions on a bottle of medicine, it's going to be very formal, of course. When you list your ingredients or you're giving health warnings or caution, those things are very formal. But think about advertising. You're advertising to normal human beings. There's no you can't sound too formal when you're advertising. So advertising campaigns, you may notice advertisements are full of phrasal verbs. Or maybe you guys never look at advertisements in English. But if you do, check it out. Tons of phrasal verbs. Lots and lots because they want to sound friendly and conversational. For catchphrases are full of phrasal verbs. Very good. That's right. Absolutely. So there's one aspect. And there it is, working with customers. Even if you're business to business and you're talking to another CEO about a business deal, if he starts using informal language, so should you. Because if you continue to be formal and he's being informal, he's going to feel uncomfortable, like you're talking down to him. You need to always match your customer's level. You know, your customer starts cursing like a sailor, then don't be shy. You can go ahead and curse too, as long as you're comfortable doing it, of course. You should match your customer, or try to let them get a little lower than you, just so you can be careful, I suppose. But there's another area in interpersonal, vocal, verbal relationships with a customer. If you maintain complete formality and your customer is being very informal, talking to you about the baseball game and where can I find a good-looking girl in your city, and you could make a requisition to a formal escort service. He wants to know where he can find a girl for the night. Okay, he doesn't need your professor-like analysis of the okay, hopefully you get the idea of what I'm saying. So, always formal? No, not necessary. Let's get back to the proposal here. David, have you ever written a proposal yourself?
Yes, but a different kind of proposal, I think. A
Mm-hmm.
proposal like a plan into my company.
Yeah.
We want to do something. We want to improve an area of our business, and we need to develop a plan. And this is a proposal to do something, and you have to detail any part of the plan, and you have to present the plan to your boss, and you have to wait to his approval.
Okay. So your proposal was to change a process,
Yes.
or add a process, or modify a process, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Same thing, different but the same. Okay. Same idea. Now you had to present it formally.
Yes.
How did you do that? In a meeting?
It depends on the size or the magnitude of the proposal.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
if
course.
if this plan is something to do in a couple of days or weeks, perhaps I will have a meeting with my boss, but it will be an informal meeting. If if the plan involves many people and many changes, perhaps first I have a meeting with my boss, and then we present the plan to our team to ask for feedback and new ideas and be sure that the plan could be developed.
Okay. Which, by the way, tomorrow's lesson here on Verbling at the same time is about presentation. Because once you write that proposal, frequently you will have to present that proposal. So anyway, that class will be tomorrow. Okay. I worked, this isn't just an aside, an interesting, maybe good idea, maybe not. Hogan, listen carefully. I want to see if you think this is a good idea or not. I worked in a company where once you reached a certain level of seniority, whatever it was, there would end up being, I don't know, I think at the time that this happened to me, there was 6 of us who had reached a certain level of seniority, and there were 3 positions for supervisor, manager of some type. And what their basically company policy, when they had competition for a position, they would say, okay, here you go. You're going to give a formal proposal. You're going to create a formal proposal and present it to the board, to the big cheeses. And whoever has the best proposal, you can propose anything you want, a change in business process, a change in policy, whatever. But whoever does the best proposal probably got the job. An interesting way to force people to come up with ideas to change and improve and innovate the company. What do you think of that, Hogan?
I think from the management perspective, if we only have 3 positions and there are 6 candidates, we have to anyway select some of them. I think that method is a pretty good way, so that they can measure the creativity from each individual people, and like the presentation skill is also very important for running the company. So maybe while preparing the presentation, they come up with a good idea to make a company for the company. So I think, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. But the only problem is, how can we decide which one is better than the other?
Yeah, well,
maybe some politics involved, or I don't know.
Maybe. You're absolutely correct. Yes, and at the time that this occurred and this happened to me, I was exactly thinking what you just said. What are the politics here? What's going on, really? Okay, but oh, very, very stressful situation. There was one girl, one woman who like literally started crying in the middle of her presentation. Oh, it was terrible, really awful. Anyway, okay. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about proposals and written proposals, what they should look like. I hope so. My time is up, so I'm going to have to say goodbye for today. Hopefully you guys can join me tomorrow to look at the other end, the next part, which is the presentation. Thanks, guys.